value. I give away as much free information as I can when I talk as quickly as I possibly can. Because then people see that I have value. And if they see that I have value, they think, let's bring this guy in and pay for some of his stuff. Most of us think, oh, we've only got this amount of knowledge. We're going to hoard it. We're just going to give you a little tease. How many of you get emails, supposedly, that are newsletters? And there's an article about 200 words long, and it just starts to get to the point where you might learn something and it stops. Get those? Okay. I'm suggesting don't do that. Give the good stuff away. And then offer. How many of you, when you're selling, have an offer? Okay. I'm going to ask you all to read 2 books. Blink. First one, that's where the story came from. A tremendous book on how people think. It's going to help you in the sales process because sales is like this. Blink. If you blink, you lose it. If you blink, you get it. And Jonah Lehrer wrote a book called How We Decide. And what he says is that if we can find a way to put people in a position where they're trying to avoid risk or loss, there's a very good chance we're going to make the sale. Avoid risk, avoid loss, make the sale. Put your selling proposition in that format. So now a few more tools, and then I'm just going to open it up. How many of you practice? Anybody in here play a musical instrument? Okay. Anybody know your multiplication tables? Anybody know English? How'd you learn? Practice. Same way you got to Carnegie Hall. Well, what are you doing in your business? Are you practicing any of the marketing skills? How much time should a business person spend marketing their business? I've heard 70%. 70%? I've heard 80%. Even if it's 20% and you're putting 50 hours a week in. Do the math. 10 hours. Okay, 10 hours. You've got time to pick up the phone and call for an hour a day, don't you? If you called for an hour a day and made 15 calls in that hour, at the end of the year, how many calls would you make? A lot. A lot. A couple thousand. If only 3 or 4 people eventually bought from you, how much more business would you have than you have right now? Okay, so most of us don't pick up the phone because we haven't made it a habit. It's so distasteful, it sucks so bad that we can't force ourselves to do it. How many of you ever quit smoking? Was it easy? How many of you lost weight? Was it easy? Okay. How many of you have ever gotten rid of some credit card debt? Was it easy? No, it takes discipline, it takes a change of habit. Creating the habit to sell is the same thing. So, first day you're going to call, 5 calls. Second day, 6 calls. Third day, 7 calls. How long does it, any math whizzes in here, how long does it take you to get 15 calls? Not too many days. And 15 calls, just 15 calls a day over the course of the year will yield almost anybody business. Even if you called somebody up and say, hey, I want to sell you something. By the end of the year. And the other thing that really, really makes people put down the phone and go away is what? Why don't we pick up the phone and do it? Why don't we call? Fear of rejection. How about actual rejection? Not just fear of rejection. How about it feels like that when you pick up the phone or knock on the door? How many of you have done this for a living? I know you have. Okay? Rejection. Why do people reject you? Sorry, you. Nobody rejects you, but they reject Todd. No, I'm picking on Todd. Why do people reject you, Todd?
It's not me that they're rejecting.
Thank you very much. Joel, you want to talk about $100 bills?
It's one of the sections of this program that I loved was the concept of selling $100 bills for $50. Ask a room full of salespeople, if I give you a stack of $100 bills, you're going to make phone calls and sell them for $50. How many do you think you can sell? And they say, I'm going to give you, 100. How many can you sell? I'll sell them all. And then you try it. And you get someone on the phone and you say, hi there, I'm Joel and I'm selling. so you lost one. And so, other Joel, when I'm selling $100 bill, no, I'm not. And they're only $50. Yeah, of course they are. That's too good to be true. Well, I'm going to sell you this $100 bill for only $50, but I'll need your address to mail it to. Oh, you won't give me your address? So pummel your way through the disbelief and all of the things, the information they have to be willing to give you, and actually go home, find someone who will give you a $100 bill you can sell. Don't sell your own, or call me. I'll pay you $50 for a $100 bill. But try to sell a $100 bill for $50 and see how much disbelief there is, how it's almost impossible to create trust quickly, especially when something sounds too good to be true. You want to make it sound fantastic, then it sounds too good to be true, and you will really quickly figure out that if you can sell, 10, 15% of those $100 bills for $50 a piece, you're a god.
Excellent. Thank you very much, my assistant, Joel. So what we're facing is rejection of anything. Why? Because people lie. Do you lie to salespeople when they try to sell you stuff? All the time. Is it okay? Morally, who knows, but it sure saves you time. So how hard is it to disengage yourself from the ownership you need to make the call and the passion you need to make the call and the belief, because it's your tone of voice and your passion and your care over the phone that's going to connect with that person so you can sell them something, and then turn it off and leave when you get, right? It's hard to do. It takes practice. So that's why I'm here, to tell you it can be done. There is a process. It is a learned skill. And when you think about what you have to do, it's a tremendous amount of work and effort that goes into it. It's not easy. It's going to be hard. M. Scott Peck, what did he have to say about life's a struggle? And once you understand that it is, it ceases to be one. And if you understand that cold calling and direct selling is going to be tough, and accept it, and just do it, an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, you're going to get somewhere.
Thank you very much. Give me a great day.